Hello everybody, welcome to the Art of the Oracle. My name is Virginia and I'm going to do a 3-card pick a card reading today. This is a grouping of the Oracle cards that we're going to use, plus I also have some tarot cards there. And the question that I'm asking today is what is the key? What are you waiting for? It's like we all have something that feels, I think, that's missing, or that like you need one more thing to fall into place for it all to come together. So what is that key? It's like, what is the missing link? So that's where our reading is going to go today. I'm going to go ahead and put together a single card for you to choose from, but I just wanted to give you that little intro to let you know where we're going. So yeah, so let's bring out the cards. All right, welcome back. So the first deck of cards that we're going to use are the angel numbers, and this is what we're going to use to guide you into the reading today. So I'm asking for a card for pile number 1 to guide us in. This is too many, so I'm going to take the top one. So the first card is playfulness, and it's number 3939. And then this is the key. And then for pile number 2, what is the message for pile number 2? It's interesting because I keep getting stacked, so that means there's a lot to say. For pile number 2, it's 1031, and it's passion. And this is your key. Going to choose for pile number 3. What is the card to guide us in for pile number 3? All right, it's that one. And this is 510, rebellion. And it's upside down, and this is your key. I'll leave this running for just a second. Take a look at all the cards. You may be drawn in by the numbers, by the symbols on the cards, by the key that it's associated with. But just take a moment and we'll be right back. All right, so this reading is for pile number 1, and what you have here is playfulness. So with the card, the message is to take a breath. Happiness and warmth are surrounding you and bringing confirmation that you've recently made the right choice. Feel free to express yourself and get a little playful with life. Let that burden slide off your shoulders. Things are about to start feeling a bit lighter and a bit more fun. And then the key here has, interesting, it has a 1-1 here, and I think this is the symbol of the figure 8, which means that everything is infinite and it's coming around again. It's as if you recognize that how important it is to play, because the more you play, the more playful, more reasons to play will come back into your life. And we all kind of know these things, and we're asking what's the key. And so part of the key is one, as it was saying here, that everything is you know, you're about to get things. If you're not feeling fun or happy, know that it's coming in, and that the energy that you've put in is going to allow the freedom of what that feels like. So if that's something that you've been lacking in your world, and the infinite is just mimicking that what you've put in is you're also going to receive back. So if you've been angry and grumpy, and it's because things haven't been going your way, it almost like it encourages angry and grumpy. And I know that everybody gets tired of hearing that, like the law of attraction thing, but it's like attracts like. That's really what it's all about. Like attracts like. And so it's encouraging you to hold on and to to know that a great period of happiness is coming for you. So let's see what the angels have to add in, and that's the one for you. And this is Maya. It says, schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with the process. So that's a really beautiful message to come in. So pile number one, is that something that, you know, that you find energizing, and opportunity-wise, is that something that feels more playful for you? Does it feel good at the thought of, you know, learning something new? It doesn't have to be traditional schooling, right? There are so many incredible programs. It could be that now you're going, you know, maybe you want a homestead and you're going to go in that direction. And whatever it is that you're going in, it's asking you to play. It's asking you to allow yourself to grow into something more, into something perhaps that you either shut down as an adult, or something that you want to kind of go back and revisit because it's something that you've been thinking about, or something brand new, something that just came into your awareness and you're like, oh my God, that sounds like so much fun. I want to, you know, work with animals, or, you know, whatever it may be. Let's see if we can get some more information here from the dragon. So we have, for the love of dragons, for pile number one, what is the reading here? Okay, so we got two cards out, and one is the fairy tale first. Now this has come out a couple of times, and it kind of harkens, is that even a word? It's looking back to the very first card of playfulness, to remember that when you were a child and you had this enthusiasm and those fairy tales and things that you kind of dreamed and wished, and it all felt really good. And that's what this card is coming back to. Another three in here, and this time 3 and 4, that stability with 4 coming in, the 3 and that divine awareness. And then the 2 together create 7, create that energy of luck and fulfillment. And another purple card coming up, and that's bringing in 22, which is a divine master number, and that is with the conjurer. So isn't that interesting that it's coming out right after this dragon with the fairy tale first? Because when you look at the idea of what the fairy tale first card is, it's asking you to kind of go back to when you were a child and create like a fairy tale, to create. There are opportunities and power in the idea of magic and the ability to create what you want. And then she has all of these beautiful dragons around here, recognizing she's got a little crystal ball right here in her hand, recognizing that she does have the power, and all these dragons are here assisting her. So I think that this is saying that you can also call in the energy of dragons. You know, it's something that I see everywhere. I see dragons everywhere, but I've never actually spoke to a dragon. And but this is kind of what it's what I'm hearing is that they're all around you, whether it be fairies or dragons or ideas or angels or whatever it is. And it's time for you to kind of reach into your playfulness. And I mean, what do you have to lose by talking to a dragon or an angel or something? Maybe that's part of the schooling, the purpose, the growth at this time. It says the angels will guide you and help you with the process. So maybe it's angels that you want to talk to. Maybe it's, you know, maybe it's aliens. Maybe you like aliens. It says in this card to pay attention to the magic. It literally asks in the guidebook if you want magic in your life. And that's what I feel like this key is. It's getting back to that playfulness, that joy. Because, yeah, being an adult sometimes kind of, it just feels like a lot of hard work. And I think that it's time to drop all that. Not to say that it's time to drop your job, but to stop looking at it as the most important thing, maybe. Unless it's something that really brings you joy and playfulness and happiness. And if that's the case, this may not be about your job. It may be about relationships. It may be that maybe it's just been too serious and you haven't been able to find, and maybe you just need to lighten up and play a little bit more when it comes to relationship. So pay attention to what's swirling around you. Magic, Celebrate things that you love, celebrate things that you want to come into your life, and bring that magic back in where it rightfully belongs, which is in your space. Let's see what else we have. So we're going to go to Kyle Gray's Angel and Ancestors for the last card here. What would like to come through for, whoa, wow. Oh, look at this. So this flew, I think it flew like a foot off the ground. And when that comes in like that, first of all, the first thing I thought of is, yeah, this is about playfulness, right? Of course it's going to play. It's going to bring the card in that in a way that just feels fun. So that's exactly what came in. But this card, as you can see right here on the bottom, says take note of intuitive messages. So we weren't taught to follow our intuition. We were, as kids, you know, if we were lucky enough, we got these beautiful fairy tales, and then boom, they're gone. And then the world begins and everything kind of is hard and heavy. And intuitive messages, I think, come in a variety of different ways. Perhaps it's sitting down in meditation and paying attention. Like, ask what the key is for you. But I believe what we are asking all these cards to answer that for us. And the key is to go into an intuitive space, conjure up, use magic, use playfulness, use what I feel like you already know. It's almost like, I feel like this Maya card came out because there's a lot of information out there. And I feel like yes, you could probably learn something new, but I think, you know, from all these other cards is that a lot of what this is what you already know. It's what you've learned. And taking this in to consideration and actually use what you've known, what you already know, to create this process, to create this magic, to kind of swirl around in the energies like this figure 8 here, kind of bring that back in. I saw somebody that showed like this figure 8, and then you walk figure 8, and you put 2 rocks on either side, you walk around, and then you go in the middle, and every time you hit the middle, it's like you're saying what it is that you want. It's a form of what feels like magic to be able to the figure 8, that infinity point right there in the middle. So this is really, that's what it's asking you to do, is to bring in, this is an illuminated moon. So they're all different phases of the moon. And this is about bringing out this intuitive understanding, using your intuition. And so I'm going to read a little bit what it says here in the guidebook is, when it comes out, you are being told that not everything is as it seems. Lunar energies are surrounding your life, allowing you to understand what is standing in your way. Not everything is as it seems, and you're being guided to use your discernment. So it's asking you, really urging you to follow your intuitive or psychic messages, and that they could be increasing right now. And it says that they are messages from your soul and your angels, and the moon shines her light on all that has been kept in the dark. So ask yourself if, you know, there is something that you don't want to see, or if there's anything that you're refusing to kind of look at. Because the key to having this playfulness is to get rid of, and like that old energy, the things that have been around you that have felt heavy, that have felt like they, like you couldn't play. And all the cards are saying, sorry, oh my gosh. So there was a card that fell out on the floor, so sorry about that. So that's what I feel like it's asking you. It's like, if things have been heavy, playfulness is on your way. That's what the first card said. If you're not feeling it right now, it's coming. That's the key. The key is to magic, to play, to lighten up, to receive your divine inheritance. The thing that you were meant to do here will open up when you allow yourself to know that there are possibilities. Follow your intuition. Ask the angels, ask the dragons, how do I lighten up? How do I bring more play into my life? So with that all being said, let's go to the Light Seers Tarot and see what additional message. I feel like this card, oh my gosh. So we got the moon reiterated yet again. So when we're looking at the moon again, it's really There are two messages that I'm getting from here, because as you can see with this, it shows the light and the dark, and the illumination of it. And this is, she's fallen back into her intuitive nature. It's like the cups energy. It's like immersing yourself into you, into what it is. I mean, some of us don't even have time to really sit in meditation because everything around us is demanding our attention. But this is asking you to stop all that. None of that is a must. Even if you're taking care of people, kids, jobs, whatever it is, this is a very, very important time for you to follow your intuition and for you to sit down with it, for you to allow some joy into your life, to allow some magic into your life. And if you don't create that opening, it won't come in. That's the key. It's like open a space for these possibilities to come in for you, and they will. Like everything is right there waiting. So let's see what else is coming in. Okay, so these two cards showed themselves. One is the Six of Pentacles. Again, we have this figure eight image coming in here, and this is about reciprocity. This is about what you put in, you get back. Same thing reiterated. So I love that these messages are kind of, they're emphasizing what's already here. And then we have the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is upside down. And what the Eight of Wands is it's about this focused energy point. And this, because it's upside down, I feel like it's saying two things. One is the importance of the energy that you put in, but two, to be aware of what energy that you're putting in. What is the energy that you're putting in? Are you putting in stress? Are you putting in lack? Are you putting in magic? Are you putting in playfulness? So this is rainbow. This is rainbow energy. And I think the reason why it came upside down is it wants you to focus on that and to really understand the importance of feeling with an open heart what's going on right now, and the importance of bringing what your heart wants. Ask the angels, go in, play, grab crystals, grab a magic wand, go do a figure eight. It's asking you to do processes that help bring about the playfulness and magic. So here's one more card coming out, and look at this, the Two of Cups. So again, I kept talking about what you put in, you get out. And so I think that this is mirroring that. It's the importance of coming and bringing this, what I feel like the playfulness and the magic, and that's what this two is representing. And it's beautiful that it's right here underneath the double twos. So I feel like it's adding to that, creating yet a third level of understanding in your reading today, and the importance of being able to bring these things in, bring your heart-based energy, and bring in all of this intuitive, playful magic. That's what I'm feeling. So is there anything else to go with pile number one? I'm kind of feeling, so there's like three cards that are just sticking out, and I don't always take them. I'm so spoiled because the cards fly all over the place that I don't generally do this. Isn't that, I love this. So this is a fourth two. And this is her, kind of waiting. She's got all these travel plans. And she's looking out. So she's just putting everything together, getting the energy together. She's sitting here in this orange space. So she's looking forward to what she's creating. She's looking forward to take that step into a new direction, into possibly a new life, in a new way of being. And from what I'm getting from all of this, that's exactly what it is. It's a time. I love that all of these twos are going to be right here with this other two, like creating a pyramid. And then you have the Seven of Wands again, asking the moon here to illuminate that thing that has been hidden from us. Some of the things in the dark don't make us feel very good. But once we deal with it, or once we realize that it can't hurt us, sometimes we think it's harder than it is. But once we bring that out into the light and illuminate it, it brings a new sense of freedom and lightens everything. And then another six here. We have a six here in the Pentacles. And then this is the Six of Swords. And as you can see here again, so like I feel like the last three cards that came out here are really about going someplace. All these people are heading in a direction. And she's sitting here in the light, and it's almost as if she's looking at these things in the dark. She has to face some of these energies, like it said in the beginning here. You have to look at the darkness. You have to face it. You have to deal with it, and then let it go. And that's what I feel like it is that once you see this, once you illuminate it, once you bring it out into the open, anything you've been hiding, any mysteries around you or someone else is either going to come out or it's going to present an opportunity for you to understand or for you to dig deeper into a situation that maybe you didn't want to go into before. But when you do, it's almost as if everything is going to start moving forward in the direction that you want to go in, because she's now ready. She's packed her bag. She's got everything she needs, and she's being guided into the shore. And then what's waiting on the other side? Who knows, right? I think it's play. I think it's magic. I think it's illumination about your true divinity and where you can create the real magic and love and opening that you want. I think that's your reading for today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope it made sense to you. I'd love to hear any comments that you might have about the reading. And until next time, you're welcome to look at any of the other ones. I'm going to go to reading number 2 and see what that has to say. But until next time, I hope you have an amazing day. Bye now. Hello, pile number 2. This is your reading. Thank you so much for being here. So you've chose passion. So everybody has their own reason why they choose it. Maybe they're feeling passionate, or maybe they think, oh, passion is exactly what I need. Or maybe you just look at this and think, it's a pretty flower. Or maybe you're looking at 1031. And what the information about this card and what it's bringing in is, heads up, your life is happening like right now. It's time to stop going through the motions and live with intention. Begin by adding something small but meaningful each day. Consistency is the key. So isn't that interesting? That was our question, like, what is the key? And this is a key, a skeleton key, but it has the heart. And it's so interesting. I never thought of it until right now. It's like to unlock. This is unlocking your heart, unlocking any of the, like, because it's an old key, I feel like it's also unlocking maybe a past or something you've been hiding. So I didn't think of it until right now, so I think that's relevant somehow for your reading. It says consistency is the key. Even if it's only for a few minutes at first, anytime you devote to your well-being, it's worth it. So in this world that we have, it's so easy to be inconsistent. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's so much going on, so much tugging at our attention. And I think that there's a reason why the world has been set up this way, is because, one, it wants to show us that there's so many options out there and available, and that you're never stuck in one place. But also, it's showing us that there isn't one road to success, or one road to happiness, or one road to the new job, or one road to fulfill your heart, like this key is here. There's not one way to find your passion. There's a lot of different ways. So what is it that you need to do to create the consistency in your life, to create the passion? Because if you're kind of all over the place, you really just get to taste it. I am so guilty of this. I love a buffet because you get to taste a little bit of everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something to be said. I used to think, like, why does that person get it, like faster than me? And it's because they do the same thing all the time. And then after, like the universe sees this consistency and we all get there, but if you're going here and then 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 here, it just is a little bit longer, even though we don't think it. So let's see what the angels have to say about this consistency and passion here. Okay, so this is the card. Oh, this is very interesting. So this flew out, and this is the card that came out in pile number 1. And it says, schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with the process. So it feels like it meant something very different in pile number 1. And this is saying, so what schooling does is it keeps you on a consistent path. You have to take this class, then this class, and then this class, and then this class. Now, I'm not saying that traditionally schooling was what you have to do, but what it's asking you to do is like follow the breadcrumbs, be consistent in the way you're moving forward. Don't get sidetracked. And it's so easy to do. Like you want to try a new flavor, ice cream or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're over there, and you're over there for a little while, and then you jump over there. But this is asking you to stay focused in an area. And I think that you already know what this is. That's the one thing that I think is the same as pile number 1, so it may have relevance to you. But I feel like I feel like you already know what you want to do and where you want to go. It's just that you've maybe been second guessing that option and that like direction. But I think right now it's telling you to kind of move into that space. And let's see what the dragons have to say. So for the love of dragon, for pile number 2, what is the energy? Beautiful dragons, what would you like to share your wisdom with pile number 2? Okay, I think it's this one. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a very exciting. So it is 11, a master number. And when I see 11, it's all about transformation, like some magic, something's coming into your life. And this is a very, very exciting dragon. Wow, this is a really, really exciting. He is really wrapped around this beautiful, this looks like the moon, and it is called the Moon Dancer. So there you go. So there's something, so wow. So this is very similar to pile number 1 as well. There were a lot of moons out there. So perhaps for all of us, there's something, that just happened at the full moon, or something coming in at the next full moon. Something to do with the moon is asking us to follow our intuition, to follow the magic, the mystery, something being revealed in the light of the moon. And this card is kind of asking you to kind of, I'm going to read a little. It says, now is the time for dreaming and moon bathing. Mother Moon is friend to all dragons, for she incubates their dreams and grows wings for all their wishes. And she can do the same for you. So beautiful. So I think there's something, part of the key to this is consistency, but also that there may be an opening to talk to dragons. I see a lot of dragons, and when I got this oracle for the love of dragons, it's because I was seeing dragons everywhere, and I feel like there's an energy asking us to communicate. And what do we have to lose by opening up and trying to communicate with dragons? And just be open to the possibility that maybe there's messages or magic in there. What it's asking you in this card is to have a conversation with the dragon, to bask in the radiance and the glow and all the untold stories in your soul that are wanting is to grow wings. And isn't that interesting? So I was drawn to these old keys, and I think that this consistency as you're moving forward is going to unlock the door as you stay in this one space to this true you, to what your soul purpose is. And I think that it may look differently than what you think it could look. And there's look like. So it's this little key here has a heart at the end of it. And that's what I think it is. It's like opening your heart and allowing that space, that heart opening for that true purpose. Here it says, have a conversation, let her have the full-hearted hope of you. Like, what was it when you were younger that you wanted to do what you hoped for? And ask for guidance through the dark nights to bring illumination to all that's currently unknown, unseen, and unformed. So there's something going on with the dragons and the moon at this time, and the importance of really opening up to the understanding. For you, we're all learning something. So that has certainly been the consistent message in the last 2. But this is asking you to take a look at where you are. Be consistent. That's your key. With consistency, I think what's going to open up are the things that you desire, the things that you need, the things that you want. So let's go to the Angel and Ancestors cards by Kyle Gray and see what additional message is here for pile number 2. What? It's so interesting. I'm kind of feeling like it's this one. Look at that. How beautiful. Okay. Let's take a look at that. This is really a very powerful card. Sky Father. Trust in the unknown. So I feel like it's reiterating a little bit about what this moon dancer is. The eagle is very powerful. It rises above to be able to see things like a different perspective. And from Sky Father, I'm feeling this sense of wisdom coming out to allow and I'm hearing Merlin as well, like the magic of Merlin, the magic of flying above everything and allowing that divine wisdom of a higher perspective. But don't be afraid to kind of call in the moon and the magic. And I feel like you've already know. Maybe the key unlocks your heart as you start moving in the direction, because I almost feel like the universe wants to see you move in a consistent direction so it can help you move forward. But if you're all over the place, there's no, like, it's like you're still in discovery mode and you haven't yet decided what path you're going to take. So the universe isn't going to step in and help you with that path until you kind of get consistent with what it is. But this card is asking you to trust in the path that's unfolding, and know that this great Father is loving and leading you forward. So let's see what it has to say. It says you're a co-creator of your life, and every thought, feeling, intention, and emotion you have is creating the road ahead. So you don't need to know what every detail is, but what the card asks you to do is to step back and get out of your own way, because there's a great power that really wants to kind of move forward and help you create what you aren't even aware of is available to you. That's the opening of your heart and the key. It's like you've been learning all these things, but it's asking you to kind of like, now that you know all this, to set some of this down, to take this learning, this wisdom, this education, and it's helping your life's purpose. So sit with it, and then sit with your heart open, sit and play with the moon, and just allow this wisdom to open up. That's the trust in the unknown. Accept that the miraculous energy will come into your life. And to know that when this card appears, that opportunities to improve your connection are here now and available. And I was kind of getting that with that moon dancer as well, that is asking you to kind of play with, dreams, outside of what you typically understand and think should be the realm in which you're going in. So let's go to the tarot and see if we can get yet a little bit more information. Okay, so I'm kind of feeling like this grouping of cards just kind of popped out in the middle. So let's see what they are. Okay, so I love that this came out, because now you have the High Priestess. This is all about intuition, and I feel like this is the divine wisdom of having the masculine and the feminine together, and all this heart opening and this understanding and this allowing for this great magic to unfold in your life. This is the divine pairing here, this magical opening coming in this 11, and the Father is coming in to help you understand what is unfolding right now. And then again, the High Priestess mimics that as well, to help you see this divinity of where you are, that you have the power within you, and to be able to tap into this power. All this energy is swirling around her because she's closed her eyes. She's allowed this kind of consistency to come through, and she's reached this point where she understands the importance space of tapping in one, two, or third eye, and to allow, like the card right before it, to trust in the unknown. When you close your eyes, everything is unknown. You're opening yourself up to the possibility to dance with the dragons. The next card coming out is the Ten of Cups, and this is a card that is just so beautiful and so magical. It's this space where it's like the ending of want. You have so much in your life. Look at all this beautiful energy. This is about, playfulness and love and partnerships and having everything it is that you could have possibly desired. And then we have the Ace of Wands here, which is bringing in this new energy, again mimicking here in the third. I feel like these are they're cards that really speak of the same thing, about closing and tapping into your intuitive understanding, your creativity. It's like lighting a fire of intensity within you to know that you have the ability to create. And then what do we have here? We have the King of Pentacles, which feels very much like this Sky Father saying that his wisdom is available to you. This is about, if you wanted love and money, this is about having everything that you could desire, so much so that you have no more wants, fueled by this fire and this passionate energy, which is mimicked here. But it's like a new passion. It's a new wisdom. By allowing you, the key is being consistent in the way and what it is you want, and being focused as you move forward. Because this is coming in because it wants very much to ground you into this space where you know who you are, where you feel grounded in the abundance that you want, that you know your true purpose and how you move forward. There's also the dog here that's showing the loyalty. It's like, stay loyal to your path and your path will stay loyal to you, that these things will open up and be a part of your life. Let's see this beautiful reading. I was going to say, let's see if there's anything else. I'm sorry, the card went flying. And wow. So we have the Nine of Cups, and this is the card right before this. This is like the big lottery win. She's jumping off the pot of gold because her heart, this spark is coming out right here at her heart. It's not that it's necessarily a literal pot of gold. It's when you finally, truly, your heart opens up and you understand. You finally get it. You know why you're here. You know why you've been on this path. You recognize the relationship between the masculine and the feminine, and your creative powers are ignited. The passion is flowing. It's all about opening up your heart and staying consistent, and then allow this magic to flow into your life. And pile number 2, I think that's your reading. What more can we say? I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. It's really been a beautiful space, and I'd love to hear your comments. So if you have anything to share, then please leave your comments. And until next time, I look forward to another reading, our daily messages that start on Monday. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Bye now. Pile number 3. Hey, how are you? Welcome back. So I guess I'm the one that's coming back into the space. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the other 2 readings. I feel like there's a lot of beautiful energy around, and I have no doubt that you'll find that as well. So what's interesting is in this key, there are 3 holes here. And I don't know if that's relevant to your reading, but I almost feel like there's a sacred geometry involved here. There's something sacred going on here, and perhaps something that you need to unlock to be able to move forward in your divine purpose. So the card of rebellion that came out, this is 510. And if you look at 5 is half of 10 if you look at it as 10. And what it is it's the change point. It's the halfway point to being able to get to the 10, the ultimate thing where you've, really you start back over again at 1, right? But the 10 is that completion cycle. So 510 or 510, that's what it's saying to me, is that there is something that needs to be changed for you to kind of put you right back into the space that you want to be. So I'll read a little bit about what this is. It matters when the cards come out in reverse. So what the rebellion card is just like what you think. You know, being a rebel, kind of being true to yourself, being authentic, sometimes a little bit eccentric, kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit. And it brings about, you know, kind of a freedom with it to be able to just do your own thing and not care what other people think. But when the card comes out in reverse, it's the kind of an opposite. We're turning that situation on its head. And instead of having that freedom and that rebellion, it's almost like you care too much about what people think and kind of pushing what you think on other people, because you feel like you're right, and you very well could be right. But not everyone kind of has that level of either understanding that you have or the ability to kind of wrap their head around everything that you're saying. So try not to push too hard, even if you know that it'll be good for them, what it is that you're thinking on other people. And the other part of this card is like creating a space where you dim yourself or dumb yourself down to stay in relationship with people that aren't seeing the way you are. So, or you just need, and sometimes we stay in those situations because we really just don't have the confidence that we need to move out. We think that we need this type of environment. So I don't know if any of those are making sense to you, because it could resonate a little bit differently with anyone. One, it could be a place where you're not confident and you're in a crowd where you just are kind of going with the flow because you don't want to disrupt it, and that needs to be changed because we're looking at what is the key. Or it's saying, are you pushing yourself too much on other people? So let's see what the messages from the angels. Okay, so you are the first one. You have 3 angels that have come out. So we're going to take a look at them. Vanessa comes out. It says, to make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose, and which way takes me away from it. It's interesting because we have this 3 here, and we have 3 separate numbers here. And so I think it's really interesting that we're starting on something about 3s may be relevant to you right now. So this is, which way takes me away from my divine purpose. So if you're staying in a group with people that is limiting your light, then that could be taking you away. If you're, in an environment where you feel like you're constantly having to kind of share your opinions with others because you feel like they're these lower vibration, that may not be the place for you either. So it's beautiful that we have an archangel coming out. It says, Archangel Uriel, your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. So I love that. I wish he would come out in every message, because I feel like this is what's happening for all of us. There's a lot of resentment, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of reasons for us to harbor anger towards other people or systems or things, but it kind of chains our heart. It keeps everything closed. So the 3rd card that's coming out is Leela. Spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and your intentions, and ask the angels to help you gain a better perspective. So I feel like for some reason, like this rebellion energy is, maybe that's your true nature, is to be a little bit more rebellious, but it's not serving you right now, or you're not letting that energy come forward. So calm down a little bit in the way that maybe you're trying very hard to work within a community that's not working with you, or a family that's not working, or a job that's not working. And it's asking you to kind of reevaluate. And Archangel Uriel is really big coming in for you right now. I rarely ever get an archangel, so when they do, I think it's quite amazing. And let's see. Uriel says that his healing work is subtle. So if you're willing, he needs to help release the toxins from your mind and your heart. So isn't that interesting, your toxins? Because when other people, when you're born into families or when you're working in systems, all of this stuff kind of leaches or, becomes stuck in our energy field. And even though we don't feel like it resonates with us, it's almost like we carry that energy bubble with us. And I think that's why Leela is asking you to go outside, to meditate, to kind of I mean, literally, you could go outside and see yourself wearing this coat that's not you, and then just ceremoniously remove it. And then, you know, take a shower and say all old energies, all stuck energies, all of this feeling of lack or not trusting in your own heart or being in the wrong, all of this can go, and allow the forgiveness of whoever, whatever the situation, or even yourself, to kind of, you know, be released. So let's see the wisdom from the dragons. We had a lot of beautiful messages from the dragons, and I'm seeing this one as well, coming in. I'm very, very excited by that. So, oh, you know what? Look at this. It's 3 again. Okay, so there definitely is something about these 3s coming in. Even though there was no 3s here in your card, there are an awful lot of 3s that are coming in. The 3 circles here, the 3 angels, and now you have 3 dragons. And I think this is about a new community, or to understanding how much magic that you have around you, how many people. This is the listener, card number 13, and the crystal guardian. And look at this, the wild child. This is that rebellious nature coming out yet again. And with this, I'm going to put these 2 over here. We're going to squeeze them all in. And this is like a progression here. But there's something about that wild child, that rebellious nature, it's kind of asking you not to tame that side of you. You know, but to reevaluate, perhaps, you know, where or how you're using it, or maybe, you know, maybe there's something about that, you know, that is become this persona, and maybe there is something about it that kind of speaks to your heart because you don't like the systems that you were in, but not all of it is, you know what I mean, it's not easy to be in that environment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not easy to be the person that's different. It's not easy to push against the systems. So I'm gonna go and look a little bit about this. It says, just as a dragon never apologized for its fire, you should never apologize for the wild child. But you were born and untamed. But it's asking you to understand some sort of aspect about this. And it's funny because what I'm seeing right here is 5 and 1 could also be 6, which is here the wild child. And it's asking you to bring something about that together as you move forward, and not to apologize for who you are, but perhaps, you know, don't beat your head up against systems, or, you know, kind of get trapped in that. You know, sometimes you get trapped in the fight and it just is draining and takes too much of your energy. Or, you know, be that wild child and stop being, you know, timid and, you know, feeling like you don't have a voice, and, you know what I mean, like you're confident. So those were the 2 aspects of that 5-10. And so when we look at the listener, I love this card because look at, so she's got fairies around her, these gnomes around her, dragons, and she is a fairy. And so the listener is about understanding that everything is in communication. And I think that's why so many cards are coming out for you, is because there are a lot of things around you that, you know, don't go into a little shell, don't go into victim mode, don't go into a space where you're pushing or fighting in environments that really don't serve you. But get quiet. Like, it's right next to this card. I feel like these 2 cards could be the same card, because this is asking you to sit quietly. Look, they're both, she's atop a rock, she's atop a mushroom, and she's looking above. She's looking above. It's because you want answers. The key here that we haven't quite unlocked for you yet, like, what are you waiting for? What are you looking for? I think that there's a lot of information around you, but you're in a victim state where you're not seeing it. You're not allowing yourself to kind of tap in. There's so much around you that really wants to help with the situation. So it's asking you to listen. It's asking you to go once again into meditation, to quit, to quiet your mind, and to listen to what's coming in. Don't let kind of this forceful energy to kind of what's going on for you, because then we have the crystal guardian here, and, you know, This one's never come out before. I know that for a fact. And I love this kind of icy energy. And the crystal guardian contains the wisdom of the earth. If you've ever heard people talk about the earth and part of the earth having these deep crystal caverns. So this is a very divine kind of, I feel like, healing energy, one, but it's almost a very mystical energy wanting to come. That's part of why it's asking you to listen. I don't know if you're drawn to rocks or if you're drawn to crystals, if you're drawn to things of that nature, if you're drawn to dragons or things that kind of feel, you know, like an elemental being. I'm very much drawn to rocks, so that speaks to me, that there is an energy in rocks. So perhaps sit outside in nature, hold rocks, ask for information coming. It says crystals contain the wisdom of the earth. Some believe that dragons too were made from the molten center of the earth, like the crystals, and they both contain wisdom. Now's the time to draw on this wisdom of intelligence, whether it's crystals that you have around you or walking amongst rocks or rock beds. And you can lay down and stretch yourself across the earth and seek counsel. Look upward. And, well, you know what's really interesting, because these are saying you can look upward, and this is saying that you're going to feel this energy within the earth and listen to the stories, and the earth is part of your counsel. So isn't that interesting? Because we have the three here, we have the three angels here, and then the wisdom for these three. And this is telling you to look to the heavens, to understand that there's wisdom in the angels and the dragons. And then the third thing is the elemental, the crystals, the energy of the rocks. So there's three things that I feel like angels, dragons, and crystals may be relevant and part of what we need to open this key up to what you are waiting for. So let's go to Kyle Gray. We have the angels and ancestors, and see for pile number 3, what do we have going on here? Okay, summer, bask in joy and light. Okay. So back where I began, I said something about sacred geometry and the importance. There might be something about sacred geometry. And then when we look at the bees, there is kind of this beautiful sacred geometry that happens within their hive making. I've heard that they also kind of fly in a figure 8. So I think that is just asking you to kind of remember that there is something about the summer maybe coming up, or there's something to do with sacred geometry. So when we're in this seeking mode, and we're looking for what's the key to us to move forward, what do I need, what's the information, it says to make your decision, ask yourself which way brings me closer to my divine purpose and which way takes me away. The bee understands its purpose, its divine purpose. It understands the sacredness of what it's doing. And when you're a rebellion and you're kind of like not in this system, not in that system, kind of pushing away, you don't really feel like you fit anywhere. And I feel like that's not a wrong place for you. That could very well be exactly who you are and who you were meant to be. But there's something sacred about you being this rebel and wanting you to maybe not go into conventional ways to seek the wisdom and the things that you desire, but basking in joy and light raises your energy, raises your vibration. This light energy that's coming in as you look upward is allowing you to connect to something divine. This crystal energy contains another source of light. So I think that there's something about the light and about the future and about this sacred geometry. Something's going on around you that is going to bring in all of these things that are going to marry together. But don't stay in anger or push or fight, because there's something about this rebellion that's kind of keeping you here and not seeing the wisdom of what is around you. It's like what you came here to do, what these it's like this energy, this kind of wild child energy has taken you where you are. Now some of these gifts want to come out and present themselves to you. So let's see what the Light Seers Tarot would like to add to this. I kind of feel like this one. Look at that. That's the Five of Cups. That's about letting go of old thinking, old heart-based energy that kind of maybe kept you stuck. And it's mimicking this here. So perhaps one of the reasons why you were a rebellion, or you have this rebellion spirit, is because you were deep down, there's a seed of anger in there about who did what and what was done to you. And maybe it's something from the past, or maybe it's, okay. And these two flew out. So these are very important. So then we have the king, look at this, a king and a queen. So we have the King of Swords and the Queen. So I feel like something, the reason why this is coming out between these is like there was something perhaps in a relationship in the past that created that, you know, strength within you to say, never, 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 I'm never going to let that happen again. And I'm pushing and making what I need happen. And isn't this interesting? So we ended up with these three cards right here together. And it's asking you to bask in the joy. But you can't bask in the joy if you're holding on to this old resentment or these old angers, the reason why you kind of push against the norm. Maybe you were a victim on some level of either people or circumstances. But this is about balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And when you have the ability to stand in your true power and speak from your sovereignty, understanding, you rise above all of the petty things that are going on around you. I love that he's on a mountain because it feels like this mountain energy, like Shasta is this, Mount Shasta is this amazing crystal mountain of energy. It's asking you to kind of go above this. Or maybe now you can see that's the key, is to let this go and to rise above it. And then this is about your power center, your divine feminine. So this is a balancing of your thoughts and your energy to be able to move forward and to like let this, like to tame this victim thought, like of not being enough, or feeling the need to push yourself and your ideas on other people. You can stand in your truth without having to push yourself on others, or you can stand in your truth with, you know, pride, without having to hide, without feeling like somehow or another you're less than, because this is you, you are the wild child. Let's see, I feel like these two. I was going to say, let's see what else we have. So the Four of Wands is really about a celebration, but it's also about coming into this sacred space of balance, a foundation being built through the energy. This is another Wands card. And then this is another Swords card. So I love that these are coming out together. Let's see if they can all, I think I'm going to, I'm going to move these down just a hair. Because what's really important here is it's saying to balance your thoughts and your energy and move forward with new ideas. The new ideas from a higher mind will create this level of stability that you've been looking for. So, sorry, this is your, I just dropped all my little tools that I was using. This is, isn't that interesting? So drop all the tools that you were using in the past. Drop that. See with a new set of eyes, a new higher mind. Drop this. You are a rebel by nature. You don't have to prove anything to anybody, even yourself. You are that. You have this emotional healing, which Archangel Uriel is asking to guide you through. This is right in the middle of your reading. This is about balancing these thoughts, massive, amazing thoughts, I think, that you have available to you, that and this beautiful energy, this divine spark of this creative energy that you have available. It could also be people coming into your life that have these aspects to help you to balance. But I feel like it's aspects of you, this part of your rebel energy is this ability to think very clearly and with, force kind of cutting through any of the BS. And that you also have this great magical gift about you to be able to either talk to rocks, but it's asking you to listen more, talk less. Part of understanding the wisdom of the King of Swords is knowing when to speak and when not to speak. And so that's the key. Know when to speak and when not to speak, and listen, because you have really beautiful divine wisdom coming in right now to help you ascend and to help you create that stability that I think that you're desiring. So pile number 3, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and until next time, have an amazing day. Bye now.